URC folks, Bulls travel to Edinburgh this weekend, or it's Friday over there in Europe, Saturday here in New Zealand. 31-23, the Edinburgh boys get it done in a game which had a bunch of tries, lots of penalties hitting posts, drop goal attempts, and a heap of cards. We'll go through some key events and stats, and you guys can let us know your thoughts. But yeah, certainly a game full of momentum swings. Like the Bulls had all the early momentum. Hussein with a missed penalty chance. I mean, Healy did have a drop goal shot in reply, but neither side had their kind of radar going early. First try of the game, though, first 10 minutes, Devin Williams gets the Bulls underway. Starts from a breakdown penalty. The Bulls guys got a wee line-up move. Stedman Hans has a good carry. Eventually, they get it wide. And didn't get through from Johan Hussein. And, Blair Kinghorn would want that one back because he basically just fumbles it and the Bulls are able to pounce. So it's a soft try in the scheme of things, but the pressure in the build-up was good stuff from the Bulls. Conversion goes in off the post, so 7-0 early to the Bulls. Hussein misses another penalty. I'm kind of wondering, why don't you guys go for the territory? The last time you guys were in Edinburgh territory, you had some good pay from it and you've missed a couple of penalties. So why not give it a crack? But it was Edinburgh that got the next points. 15 minutes, they get a three-pointer, which was, I thought, pretty good value, seeing as they only had about 39% territory, so 7 points to 3. And then they get another one 3 minutes later to make it 7 points to 6. So just as you're thinking, man, like Edinburgh, despite having to defend for early periods, they're getting themselves back into the game. But then they got charged down from the restart, which is always an absolute bugbear. I mean, it's a coach's nightmare. You've just gotten yourself back to within 1 point of the game. You put yourselves under immediate pressure. That bit of territory leads to the Bulls getting a penalty, 10 points to 6. So the scoring is absolutely consistent in the first half. You can't go a few minutes without some kind of scoring happening. And then part of that's the penalty count getting kind of high. A fair few at the breakdown, which was competitive. And then Hussein gets another one in off the post. So 13 points to 6. The Bulls have got a decent enough lead. But Edinburgh did manage to get a try before the halftime whistle came. It was more like the half an hour mark. This time when they decided not to opt for a 3, they went for touch Edinburgh. They went for a maul and Ashman was able to go over. Missed conversion, which is a little bit of a concerning one for Healy because he only managed 1 conversion from the 4 tries. But yeah, 11 points to 13 is certainly a more comfortable scoreline. The Bulls did switch that tack to opt for touch just before halftime, but Devin Williams' kick was about as dead as you're going to see it, so it was a bit of a fluffed lines moment. So 2-point lead to the Bulls going into the sheds. Edinburgh's kind of edged the position and territory. Bulls' kicking game is going all right. Edinburgh's loving the little dinking kicks through. The Bulls have mainly been kicking for distance, and the Bulls have had to make some more tackles. Second half, it starts poorly for the Bulls because they get Marcel Coetzee red carded. It's a shoulder to the head tackle on Pierre Schoolman. It doesn't look good and is duly red carded. I don't know if Schoolman actually went off for an HIA. He certainly didn't go initially anyway, but he certainly should be if he's taken that kind of hit. What do the Edinburgh boys do with the extra man? They immediately go for the jugular. They go for a maul. Against the 14-man Bulls side, the Bulls bring down the maul cynically, so it's a yellow card, so it's 15 against 13. What can Edinburgh do? Well, they get 2 tries, and when you look at the scoreline, this is a brutal period for the Bulls. I mean, great lethal stuff from the Edinburgh boys. Ashman goes over from a maul, 16 points to 13, missed conversion, and then when the Bulls concede another penalty, Edinburgh spread the ball wide. Duan van der Merwe goes over, diving in the corner. I'm not sure if he needed quite to make as an athletic finish about it as he did, but he did. And that conversion also goes wide off the post, admittedly, but wide. So 21-13. The Bulls have lost. I mean, the yellow card's over, but they've conceded 10 points in the yellow card. They're 2 scores behind, and they've got 1 player down for the rest of the game. So it looks like a hard road back for the Bulls, especially because Krovela goes off injured and Hussein goes off for an HIA. Edinburgh, on the other hand, are just chasing the bonus point, and they get it. They get it through Bill Mata, 63 minutes. Fenter with a big carry. They had Bennett and Lang kind of doing well in the midfield. Healy's the guy who gets the try assist for the pass to Mata. So 28-13 after 63 minutes. You've got your bonus point. You've got your extra man. You just need to see out the game. This should be a bit of a doddle. But man, the Bulls are not done. The Bulls are not done. And Edinburgh will be a bit frustrated because both the tries they scored, or they conceded, for Edinburgh point of view, could be seen as a bit soft. Like the Kinghorn one's just a bit of a fluffed handling error. And then Elric Lowe, man, like tap him from 5 meters out. You got to do better defensively, but Lowe's a good player. So, yeah, 28-20. The Bulls get a try. Still a 2-score game. Surely the Bulls can't come back from here, especially when they're like playing the ball from an Edinburgh kick through in their own goal area. They're just barely keeping it from getting tackled in their own goal area. Sergio Peterson goes around Jamie Ritchie from his own goal area, gasses him on the left wing, kicks it through, but then he also tackles Ben Healy in the air not long later, which is a penalty conceded, so not great. But then, speaking of not great, Bill Mata, the try scorer, he gets yellow carded for a head-on-head tackle for Stefan Hans, so it's 14-on-14 basically for the final 10 minutes, and the Bulls slot the penalty, which makes it 28-23. So that's game on, man. Even numbers and 1 score in it. The Bulls have got a great chance on 75 minutes, but Gilchrist steals the Bulls line out. If you're a Bulls fan, you'll be looking back at that one as a kind of key moment that went awry, like that kind of missed opportunity right before the end of the first half where they kicked it dead. So, yeah, second chance gone. Edinburgh chasing 1 score to just finish the game. Sergio Peterson gets yellow carded for a deliberate knock-on. That's basically the Bulls' final act of the game because Healy steps up with a 3-pointer to deny the Bulls a losing bonus point. And fittingly, it is another kick. I think it's the 4th kick which hits the post. This one goes over, so it finishes 31-23. The Bulls probably deserve a losing bonus point for how they kind of came back from the dead, but not quite able to get it done. And for Edinburgh, yeah, man, 2 good wins in the last 2 weeks. So, yeah, where to from here? Possession 57-43 to Edinburgh, territory 54-46, more run meters 430 to 237. But defenders beaten is 22-20, so Edinburgh have got 2 more defenders beaten, despite the fact they had loads more ball and played half the game with an extra man. And part of that game, 15-13. So, yeah, Edinburgh's tackling percentage at 76 wasn't great. The Bulls' 83 is still not phenomenal, but it's better than Edinburgh's one. So, still some areas to work on for sure. Penalty count 13-10. Edinburgh conceding more, but also they only had the 1 card, whereas the Bulls had 3, 2 yellows and a red. Always going to be hard there at the office when you're missing players from the field. Kinghorn, 82 metres and 7 defenders beaten, despite that kind of fluff lines won earlier on in the game. Duane van der Merwe, a couple of clean breaks. Sergio Peterson, 60 metres and 7 defenders beaten, despite his card. Elric Lowe, top Bulls tackler with 13, scored a nice try. Bulls road trip is done. They're back in Pretoria against Connacht for the next one, so we'll see how they can go once they're back home. And Edinburgh will be home to Benetton next week. But yeah, pretty cracking game. High pace. Maybe too many cards and penalties and whatnot. But yeah, I always like a game which goes down to the kind of wire. And this was that kind of game. So yeah, you guys, those are your thoughts. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.